This is TWiT.
We do have one more thing.
We haven't used that for a long time.
Yeah.
What is the Steve
We
Jobs
have
thing?
great respect for these words, and we don't use them lightly. Our teams have been hard at work for years on something that is important to all of us: the future of the smartphone. The first iPhone revolutionized a decade of technology and changed the world in the process. Now, 10 years later, it is only fitting that we are here in this place on this day to reveal a product that will set the path for technology for the next decade.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And it will explain the price.
Innovation.
So now we're seeing the first official shots of the iPhone next.
It's a person. He's going to walk around, just talk to you.
It does have a vertical
Sensor.
camera sensor, as the leaks predicted. Glass back. Full-size bezel. It's got the ears. This is all exactly as predicted. No touch sensor. And it is going to be called the X. It is going to be called the X. I didn't believe it. Is it X or 10? Let's see what Tim says.
Whatever it is, you'll look silly saying the other thing.
I've said them both. So
This is iPhone 10.
10.
It is the biggest leap forward since the original iPhone. And to tell you all about it, I'd like to invite Phil back up.
So
Phil?
far, exactly what we saw in the
Thank you, Tim.
mock-ups, the pre-releases.
Yep.
I think you can imagine there are a lot of people at Apple that didn't get much sleep last night preparing for this. This is so exciting. I mean, it is all screen. It is beautiful to look at. It is incredible to hold. The display fits edge to edge, top to bottom. It goes into each corner where it follows the tight curve of the design. It has glass on both the front and the back, using the same super strong formula as iPhone 8. The band is made from a surgical grade stainless steel that's both durable and polishes to a beautiful finish. And look how the glass and the stainless steel form a continuous surface from front to back. There has never been anything
It's
like
that
it.
curved glass, somewhat like the Samsung Galaxy.
It's engineered to be water and dust resistant at a microscopic level. It comes in two beautiful finishes, space gray
Only two colors.
and silver. Each has an incredible depth
were
and a
rumors about
pearlescence
a
to
gold.
the color in the glass.
No rose gold.
It wasn't called
iPhone
rose
10
gold. It
has
had
an
a funny-
all-new display. It's
funny
called
name.
Blush.
the
Blush.
Super Retina display.
Super red.
Oh, that's got to be better than Retina.
It's taking it up to 11.
The level of quality and responsiveness and efficiency is really quite a breakthrough in mobile displays. To start with, the Super Retina display is 5.8 inches on the diagonal. It's got 2436 by 1125 resolution. That's over 2.7 million pixels. It has 458 pixels per inch. Now, this is the highest resolution
That is a very high
and pixel
DPI.
density ever in an iPhone. I mean, it's remarkable how this larger display can be packed into a phone that fits so comfortably in our hands. The Super Retina display uses OLED technology. This is the first OLED display great enough to be in an iPhone.
Oh,
Traditional OLED
Well,
displays
now.
have had great benefits, like high contrast and resolution.
That's one way
No
of
backlight
explaining it.
means you can make them thinner. But they came with trade-offs in brightness and rich colors and color accuracy, at least compared to our Retina displays. But the Super Retina display overcomes all of these deficiencies and lives up to all that we expect from an iPhone display.
okay. That's marketing hype.
In
But
addition, the new Super Retina display supports HDR in both the Dolby Vision and HDR10 formats. It has an incredible 1,000,000 to 1 contrast ratio. It has the best color accuracy. It integrates our unique 3D touch technology right into the display.
Needs a color
oh, wait a
icon.
minute. Hold
iPhone
on.
8
Oh,
includes
3D touch,
True
not
Tone.
Touch ID. Shoot.
Now, all this innovative
gonna stick
Super
with 3D
Retina
touch,
display
huh?
technology is great, but it's the point of it that matters. And the point of it is to enable an entirely new experience that's more fluid, more intuitive. So let's start with the simplest thing. How do you wake up your iPhone 10? Well, certainly you can raise to wake, just like before, but now you can also just tap on the screen, and it wakes up.
A much beloved feature of the Motorola X.
Now, with the display going edge
3
to
years
edge and
ago.
top to bottom, there's no more home button. Now, this is an important part and a big step forward in the iPhone user experience.
Forward.
Something we use hundreds of times a day for so many tasks is an opportunity to rethink how iPhone should work and how we can make it better. So now, when you want to go to the home screen, you simply swipe up from the bottom and you go home. It's that simple. It's that easy. It's incredibly smooth. And once you do it for the first time, you'll know there's never been a better way.
Okay.
And it works the same way across the system.
Ever.
You're running an app like Mail and you want to go home, what do? You simply swipe up from the bottom and you go home. It's that easy and that intuitive. It's so much nicer. Now, the same fluid gesture also works for multitasking. So if you're in an app and you want to multitask, you just swipe up from the bottom, you pause for a split second, and you're in multitasking.
Okay, this is the
Then you can
iOS
tap on any
11
app,
features, of
and
course,
jump
that
right
we've seen.
to it.
And what I
We
will
also
say
use
is,
the home button for
it's
Siri.
not that Apple invents all
How
this
are
stuff,
we
but
gonna
they
do
do
that
make it
now?
run a
Well,
lot
of course,
smoother.
you can
Like
speak
it's just
to your
all
phone
those
as before
little
and
tiny
say,
details.
Hey, Siri. No, I didn't set anyone's phones off. Or you can now press the side button in, which has been made larger. Once you press it in, you can just talk to Siri.
So it has its own Bixby button.
I know what you're thinking about. Well, what about unlocking? How do you unlock your phone with iPhone 10? I mean, this has been a very important part of the iPhone user experience from the very beginning. The first iPhone, we led the way with multi-touch, and we created slide to unlock. And this protected the iPhone from turning on when you didn't want it to, like in your pocket. Starting with iPhone 5S, we invented Touch ID. We made it fast and easy to protect all your data and unlock your phone with just your fingerprint. And Touch ID became the gold standard in consumer device biometric protection. But we know we can do something that's better. With the iPhone 10, your iPhone is locked until you look at it and it recognizes you. Nothing has ever been simpler, more natural, and effortless. We call this Face ID. So Face ID is the future of how we will unlock our smartphones and protect our sensitive information. To make Face ID possible, it took some of the most advanced technology we have ever created. And much of it is packed right up here into this tiny little area at the top of the display. We call this the True Depth Camera System. And it is made up of incredible state-of-the-art technology. There's an infrared camera, a flood illuminator, the front side camera, and a dot projector. And that's not all. There's also the proximity sensor, the ambient light sensor,
And
the
that
speaker and
explains that
microphone, all packed
big
into this
wedge
True Depth Camera
cut out of the
System
screen
area.
at the top.
It is
Packed a lot in there.
amazing.
Yeah. I presume
how
that
it
a
works.
flood illuminator and dot
Every time
projector
you glance at your iPhone
well,
10,
we'll see
it
here.
detects your face with the flood illuminator, even in the dark.
So it's going to be infrared or...
The IR camera takes an IR image. The dot projector projects out over 30,000 invisible IR dots.
Used to have to draw those on my face, I remember.
Yes, I did that.
Yes.
What was it 15 years ago, I think. We
time
put
ago.
dots on
IR
your
Don't
face.
have to
images
do
in
it
the dot
anymore.
pattern, and we push them
Just needed a
through
dot projector
neural
all this time.
networks to create a mathematical model of your face. And then we check that mathematical model against the one that we've stored that you set up earlier to see if it's a match and unlock your phone. Now, this all happens in real time. It all happens invisibly. You don't see these things going off. It's incredible. It just all works and all happens. To create Face ID, we work
And remember
with
that Apple
thousands of
bought
people
a
around the
facial,
world,
you know,
and teams of
animation
over a
company as
billion
well.
images.
So being able to have all this
With that,
this
they
3D
developed
data
multiple neural networks
could open up a lot of
to
opportunities
create
for animation as
And
well.
to process the machine learning in Face ID's neural networks, we built Apple's first ever neural engine. Yeah, this is a big deal. In our pockets, in our phones, is an A11 Bionic chip with a built-in neural engine to process face recognition. Now, the neural engine is specialized hardware built for a specific set of machine learning algorithms. This is another example of the incredible collaboration between the hardware and software teams that's only possible at Apple. The Neural Engine is a state-of-the-art ultra-fast processing system. It uses our highest density computing ever. It's a dual-core design. It can perform over 600 billion operations per second, and it's used to the real-time processing of Face ID.
This is the
recognition.
DSP chip of the 21st
But for all
century.
of
Everybody's
us, it's
got one now.
super easy.
You kind of have to have it.
I got one in my pocket
Set
now.
up
I will.
Face ID, you just follow the on-screen instructions, and it tells you how to move your head around in the camera.
Building a 3D
so Face
scan
ID
of
can
your
recognize
head.
your face. And that's it. You do that once when you set it up. And Face ID learns
Alex, would
your
glasses
face.
fool it, or would
Even
you?
if you change your hairstyle, you decide to put on glasses, you're wearing a hat, so you
one
do
thing-
it up any way
Windows
you do it.
Hello does not
Face
handle
ID
those conditions very
learns
well.
your
Right.
face.
Oh, really?
It learns who you are. And it adapts to you as your face changes over time. Let's say you start
Oh, that's
to grow a
interesting.
beard.
It continues to learn.
It works in day, it works at night.
So it's
And the teams work
resampling this
hard
constantly. It's not a fixed
Make sure
sample.
the Face ID can easily be spoofed by things like photographs.
Samsung's
They've even
can.
gone and worked with professional mask makers and makeup artists in Hollywood to protect against these attempts to beat Face ID.
Oh,
These are
interesting.
actual masks used by
Wow.
the engineering team to train the neural
those were
networks
Arias.
to protect against them in Face ID.
I wish those
incredible.
masks had leaked.
The teams worked
Would have
hard
been really
to protect
great to
your
have
face
Arya
data.
come out and talk
It
about,
has no name.
talk about the Face ID. That would have been.
That's okay, but that is an issue because the Chaos Computer Club was able to crack S8's
Your face
face
data is
recognition
protected
using
with a secure enclave and
picture.
A11 Bionic chip. All the processing is done on iPhone 10 and
Here's
not
Apple's
sent
privacy,
to a server.
of course.
We require user attention to unlock. That means if your eyes are closed, you're looking away, it's not going to unlock.
So
Now,
close your eyes
how do
if
we
the
compare
police
that
hold
to
your
Touch
phone up to
ID?
you.
How secure is it? Well, there's no perfect system, not even biometric ones. But as we said earlier, Touch ID is the gold standard for consumer device biometric protection. And the data for Touch ID has been 1 in 50,000, meaning that the chance that a random person could use their fingerprint to unlock your iPhone has been about 1 in 50,000, and it's been great. So what are the similar statistics for Face ID?
Wow.
1 in a million. The chance that a random person in the population could look at your iPhone 10 and unlock it with their face is about 1
And of course,
in a
you
million.
could still, and I would
And of
encourage you
course,
to use a
the
passcode
statistics are
or
lower if that
passphrase if you
person
really want to
shares a
secure your phone.
close genetic relationship
That's
with
still
you.
a better way to do it.
So, for example, if you happen to have an evil twin, you really need to protect your passcode with your sensitive data with a passcode. Hopefully, you don't.
Or just
Face ID
twins.
also
Any
works
twin,
with Apple.
any twin will do.
So to pay for things, you just
You,
double
as the
tap
mother of
the
twins,
button on the side. You look at
understand
iPhone 10 to authenticate and hold it near the payment terminal to pay. It's that easy, fast, intuitive, simple. Face ID also works with third-party apps. Third-party apps already support Touch ID, and they'll work with Face ID.
This is
So
making
apps like
taking lemons and
Mint,
making lemonade. Apple wanted to put Touch ID in this
will all
phone.
work with Face ID.
Couldn't get it to work, according to the Wall Street Journal.
So Face ID.
So it's face lemonade.
Face authentication for unlocking your iPhone and protecting your sensitive data. It
But
uses
it's,
the
I
innovative
think they made a
TrueDepth
strong
camera
case why it
system.
might be better. We'll have to see,
It's
of course.
trained with neural networks. It's easy to set up. It learns your face, and it adapts to your
Sometimes
face
Plan
over
B
time.
is the better plan.
It's aware of your attention.
I'm always worried that it
works
won't
with
open.
Apple
I guess
Pay,
you can always use the
and it
Right.
works with
code-
third-party
the
apps.
password.
This TrueDepth camera system is incredible technology, and it's going to enable so many great new user experiences. The first one, of course, is Face ID. But the team decided to create another great experience with it as well.
This is going to be
This is
fun.
a fun one. It has to do
This
with
is also rumored.
emojis.
Yeah.
And we use emojis to communicate with others and to express emotion.
Animated
but of course,
emojis
you
that
can't
can
customize emojis.
react to your
They only
facial
have a
features.
limited amount of expressiveness to them. So our team created something called Animoji. These are animated emojis.
Here come the
These
Animoji
are
X.
emojis that you control with your face. Animojis track more than 50 facial muscle movements.
That's cool.
They've been meticulously
What's interesting is
animated
if
to create amazing
for someone doing
expressiveness.
games or let's say a little feature film, you could actually, if they let you have this in the API, actually animate with your phone.
The way you create
do all their
share
facial
Animoji
animation.
are right from within Apple Messages.
Think what Andy Serkis could do with this.
Yeah, exactly.
You said a little late. Where are you?
See, I think that's awesome.
You can pick from a dozen different
My
innovative
daughter is
I know
emojis
that
go.
seems
to share,
silly, but like
express
photo booths,
whatever
this
you
is
want
going to be the
express
feature
your
that
fans.
sells 1 million iPhone 10s.
I'm not ashamed to say I will enjoy this.
Yeah.
And we'll use it.
And Snapchat
The
will too.
iPhone 10 is packed with innovative technologies that enable new user experiences. I'm really excited to invite out Craig Federici to show you iPhone 10 and what it's like to use it for the very first time. Craig?
Hey, everybody. Wow, well, I'm absolutely thrilled to be able to give all of you your first live look at iPhone 10. This is a phone we've been dreaming about for a long time, but the reality of it in your hand, it's really something epic. So let's take a look.
This is what Steve, of
Here
course, did
is
so well.
iPhone 10. Now, unlocking it
I think Craig's
is
a
as
good
easy
choice
as
to
looking
fill
at
those
it
shoes.
and swiping up. And, you know, let's try that again.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Let's go to backup here.
So now the code has popped up. His face is
And get
apparently
right
not
in.
enough to unlock it.
So here we are, and you see this expansive display.
That's a
It's
hard
just a
one.
beautiful canvas for
No, it
all of
didn't
your
work.
content and your gestures. And I'm just going to go
What everybody's worried
into
about.
the weather app here. And you can just see how apps look when they take advantage of the edge-to-edge display. Now, exiting an app couldn't be easier. You just swipe from the bottom, just like this, and throw the
And
app
normally
right
that,
back on the home screen.
that wedge
Let me do
has
that
the
again.
time, but see, they've moved the time over to the left.
Swipe right up. Let's take a look at the web. It just looks unbelievable, edge to edge on this display. And your photos, of course, are just gorgeous as well. Let's jump
Not
into
sure where the
this one.
carrier will put their
Just
information on that.
amazing.
That's normally where the carrier info goes.
Now, video, of course, is unbelievable on the Super Retina display. It looks great in portrait and in landscape.
It's kind of like your grandfather
Of course,
when
this is
you give him his first
HDR
OLED phone,
video.
and he says, "Wow, that really looks good."
Yeah.
You know, we've had these for a while now.
Now, Phil told you a little bit about multitasking on the device. Let me show you. I'm just going to jump into Maps. And if I want to move between my applications, I can just swipe up and stop, and my other apps all come in. I can get at them
Will
with
we
a
get
tap.
used to that? Those ears?
Lift. It's just
I think so.
It is a little
that easy.
annoying.
And we
It's
have a
annoying
great
now, but I
shortcut
think
as
we will
well.
get used to
It
it.
reminds me of the
actually move
flat
backwards
tire
enough
on the
just by
Moto
swiping
360
along
that
the
people
bottom like
complain about.
this.
Never really did get used to.
It's really easy. Now, you may be wondering about Control Center, and worry not. Right where your status indicators are in the upper right-hand corner, you can just swipe down and get at Control Center from anywhere. It's that easy.
This is the iOS 11
Let's take a
feature, but
look
it's a
again
swipe down from the
at Face
top for
ID,
the control center.
Because unlocking your phone is just
I guess-
amazingly
yeah.
intuitive.
Let's
You
do it
just
one more time and see if
raise
it works.
Look at it,
There
and
it did.
swipe
Worked
right
that
up to
time.
get started.
But he had to be a little bit more deliberative about it.
Yeah, I think he had the wrong angle. And in a theater, it's especially hard because
Lighting
you have
is
all these
tough.
lights,
Now,
so it
it's
probably
also
could have picked up a
incredibly
light.
fast, so I'm just going to do that again. Just raise it, look at it, swipe. I don't have to wait. And it's also
It's interesting.
really,
You do
really
also
smart.
have to
So let's
swipe.
say I
It
wake
doesn't
my
just
phone,
unlock. You still
and
have
I'm
to
not
swipe.
looking at it.
Which is, I think, yeah, safety
Stays
feature.
locked. But once I give it my attention, well, it unlocks, and I can get right in. It's really cool.
Not
Now,
quite as
Face ID
magical
is also great
as we
for
might have
Apple
hoped.
Pay. So if I'm at the register, I can just double-click on the side button. I'm authenticated.
But I have to say, better
get
than
in
what Samsung
just
has
like
been able
that.
to do.
Now,
And-
the
or
true depth
Microsoft
camera
with
behind
Windows Hello.
Face ID
Yeah.
isn't just about authentication. In fact, we've extended ARKit with some incredible new face tracking capabilities
Okay, get ready,
that
'cause
provide
this is
a whole
gonna
new
be
class
creepy.
of augmented reality experiences. Now, we've been working on
Just
one
in
with
time for
Snapchat.
Halloween.
I'd like to show
Creepier
it
than
to
the
you
Hall
now.
of Masks?
Yeah.
So I'm going to launch in. You see it builds a mesh in my face. And now I can
Man
just
has
select
no
a
name.
mask.
Oh, geez.
And look at the.
It's very Snapchat.
registration
The
is very
nose
good.
is not good. The
The
registration of the
tracking
nose is
is
not
just
good.
unreal. Let's check out this one.
Wait, he's using Snapchat?
No. Is he?
Now,
Yeah.
look at the detail
Oh.
over the eyes.
These are Snapchat filters?
Incredible
Yeah.
metallic
It is Snapchat, isn't it?
reflections. The quality of the tracking, it's just stunning.
Stunning's one word. Horrifying, another.
I'm so glad he likes
Now, of
Snapchat
course,
as much
many
as
of
I
us
do.
like to communicate with
like-
So that means that
And
those technologies are going to be made available to extra.
Apparently, Snapchat's adapted it already. Yeah.
Which
New
means-
AR
It's available as
filters.
an app right inside
Again, I
of
think there's going to be a
Messages.
poor
Just
man's
go
like
right
doing
in here,
facial
and it
animation
immediately
for.
starts tracking me, so I can make whatever
And
expression I
imagine
want,
how left out you're going to feel
and just pick that up and use
if
it
you
as a
don't
sticker.
have The new
drop it on
iPhone
my
10.
message like that. We also let you manipulate these in
Or
full
will this
screen.
work on the
You can audition your favorites
iPhone
and
8?
some really great ones, like the kitty cat.
Well, it
so
can't.
expressive
Well, maybe it can.
and
Maybe not as
ferocious.
well. I
Not
think
as
this
well.
is
I mean, it's not that
The
different
happy
from the
puppy.
Snapchat.
Check out the physics in
it's
the
a lot
ears.
more accurate.
The pig. We've got a chicken.
Oh, Lord.
I love this.
And
Okay, that's
mythical creature.
a meme right there. I hate to tell you, but Craig, you're going to be all over the internet with that one. Oh, he gets to be
Oh,
poop.
they cut away from the poop.
Yeah.
There we go.
I know.
That's not poop. That's delicious,
If you were
soft
by
serve ice
chance
cream.
wondering what
Chocolate.
humanity would do when given access to the most advanced facial tracking technology available, you now have your answer. Now, these can be so much fun, you're going to want to share them. Unfortunately,
Well,
we like
I
to
think we now
record
know these
messages.
are the
I'm
end
going to record a
times,
message
ladies and
here for
gentlemen.
Tim. Hey, Tim, I'm not sure what the protocol is here, but I'd like to call dibs on the fox for my favorite emoji. Which one do you like? Hey, Tim, I'm not sure what the protocol is here, but I'd like to call dibs on the fox for my favorite emoji. Which one do you like?
Better than Dev Null
Now,
was.
you
in
can
the day.
send it
Yeah.
with just a tap, and it appears as a looping video right inside the transcript. If we're really lucky for our grand finale, we might just get a response back from Tim.
Oh, he's an alien.
Oh, here it is. Let's take a look.
Take me to your leader. Wait a minute, Craig. I am your leader. Let's wrap this thing up.
I want the whole next keynote to be in those emoji. I think we should do all our shows in
we have
emoji.
spent a lot of money on tools to do
So
what that's doing in a phone. That's all I want to say is like
at the new
that's
iPhone 10 and the
really
amazing experience
cool.
with the True Depth camera and Animoji. I think you're going to love it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Craig. Now let's talk about the amazing
Phil
cameras
Schiller back.
in iPhone 10.
Phil loves talking cameras.
iPhone 10 has dual 12 megapixel sensors, dual cameras, both a faster sensors, wider sensors, just like in iPhone 8.
Little faster
There's
aperture
new color
on the
filters,
telephoto.
deeper pixels. There's an f1.8 aperture on the wide-angle camera, and a faster f2.4 aperture on the telephoto. So that lets in 36% more light to the telephoto camera. But the big news on the camera on the iPhone 10 is it has dual optical image stabilization. That means there's OIS on both the wide angle and the telephoto lens. That's a lot of magnets moving around in a very small space, but
Makes
it
me
helps
think that the 8
with
does not have
compensating
that.
for
The 8 Plus
handshake
does not
and to
have
take
that.
better photos and videos in low light.
That is something.
There's also a better
Makes a big
quad
difference.
LED two-tone flash that has twice the uniformity of light on our subjects.
I
So
will
let's look
admit
at
it's
some
going to put a
photos
lot of
taken
pressure on
from the
people to
backside
buy
camera on
the
iPhone
10
10.
is because their
Yeah.
friends are going to start sending them those little animations. And they're
Great
going to
dynamic
mark out.
range, detail, low noise.
Face
It's a
Shift is the
beautiful
company
photo.
that
Right.
Textures
they bought.
is
Israeli
simply
company, yeah.
No, that's Real Face, I think.
Now, there's
Face
Zero
Shift they
Shutter
bought
Lab
years
that
ago.
helps
This
to
is
freeze
what happens. You don't know what
motion to
Apple's
get a
doing.
photo like
They
this.
bought it in 2015,
Right.
but it does just animation. So all that emoji technology, and it gives you a sense of how long Apple
OIS
works. It's
delivers
been
low
working
light
on this.
performance, so now you can get incredible low light images like this with the telephoto camera as
Quite-
well as the
quite a
wide
nice
angle.
picture.
And iPhone 10 is fantastic for the portrait mode feature that we all love. With iPhone 10, you can get great portrait modes, especially in lower light. And iPhone 10 supports the brand new portrait lighting feature as well.
That's going to be really interesting.
Again, a photo taken right off of iPhone 10, not
that's
retouched
really
in any way, with a stage lighting
kind of
effect
stunning.
dropping out the background.
I'm curious what that black looks like. What the edge looks like. But I think that otherwise we'll use it a lot. I'm sure.
iPhone 10 is great for photos. It's amazing for 4K video.
And you can animate
like
poop.
iPhone 8, it's tuned for AR applications. There's factory calibrated cameras, the new gyroscope, an accelerometer, the performance advantages of the A11 Bionic chips, CPU, GPU, and ISP, and ARKit is tuned for iPhone 10. Now, the backside camera that we use so much is not the only camera, of course, on the iPhone. We have our front side camera as well, and people love to use those for taking selfie photographs. And now with iPhone 10 and its true depth camera, it really delivers a breakthrough into the photos you can take for selfies.
Poop emoji
Because
selfies.
now with selfies, you can take portrait mode photos as well.
Oh, wow. That's a big change.
And it also supports
think they talked about that
portrait
before.
lighting all through the front side true depth
So
camera.
it doesn't need the dual lenses to do these effects.
Not with the 3D, because it's got a 3D sensor.
People
So
are
it is
blown
using an
away with
effect,
the selfies you can
another
take
sensor.
Right.
with the iPhone 10. This is absolutely beautiful.
Wow, portrait mode
Of course,
selfies.
everything we've seen is powered
did we
in
survive
iPhone
with
10
that?
by the amazing new A11 Bionic chip.
But most selfies are,
Talk
I'm
all
here
about
at a
iPhone 8.
location, and so
But
You
there's
it's
want to see
worth
the background. Yeah.
Hitting on the highlights again, because there has never been anything like it.
Most
A
of your
64-bit, 6-core design, 4.3 billion transistors, 2 high-performance cores, 4 high-efficiency cores, our new second-generation performance controller that uses all 6 cores at once, our first Apple-designed
What's your
graphics
bet on the
processing
price?
unit,
$1,200?
brand new ISP
Starting
that improves
at-
autofocus. the
I
video
want to say
quality-
$999 starting,
think
but
you're
I
right.
think they want to
Starting
be
at
under that.
$999.
Yeah, I think that they want to be under 1,000, but I think the top one will be either 12 or 1,300.
Our Face ID data.
There's not a big or
All this
small one, it's
performance,
just one
I'm
size.
Sure, as you expect,
Right.
does come with a hit to battery life.
Uh-oh.
So I think it's important to tell you that we've increased it.
Oh.
It lasts. Yes.
His delivery was a little off there.
Again,
Charging my phone all the time.
hardware and software teams work really hard to deliver 2 more hours of all-day battery life to us. So, wireless. Just like iPhone 8, iPhone 10 is also built for a wireless world. It has Qi charging through the glass back, and it will work with the Qi charging devices, like the ones that we mentioned earlier from Mophie and Belkin. It'll also work with third-party Qi devices that are Qi certified. And there are a lot of great
I wonder if it'll
devices
work
that are
with
going to
the
start to come to
Samsung
market,
fast
particularly
Qi
because of
charging
iPhone 8
that
and
comes
iPhone
with the
10.
Note 8.
But we also think we can
I
make
was
the
wondering how
wireless
many
charging
more versions they'll have,
experience
even a lightning
even
bolt,
better.
a lightning cable.
So our team wants to create something.
You know, they
I
haven't
think
shown it
all of
once.
us
It's
are gonna
there, I'm
wanna
sure,
use,
but
and it might actually help move the entire industry forward. So we're going to give you a sneak peek of this idea right now. I'm sure many of you do this. I do this. I have a lot of Apple products. I love them. I use them all day long. I charge them at night. You plug in
Can
your
the AirPods
cables,
do
you plug in your
inductive charging?
chargers. You take those cables and chargers with
Yeah.
you on the road when you travel. We think we have an idea of how to make this a better experience. And here it is.
What?
It's a mat that you place your iPhone 8 or iPhone 10 down, and it just starts to charge. And there's a beautiful new interface.
I have one of those.
It doesn't stop there. You can place your Series 3 Apple Watch down on it, and it starts to charge as well.
Can you put your AirPods
oh,
on?
here it comes. There's a gap there.
And you can place your AirPods with the optional new wireless charging case on it, and it
wireless
starts
charging.
to
You need a
charge
new case
as
for
well.
your AirPods.
They all charge.
Knew it.
You need a new case.
Optional.
Optional.
For only
Wireless case
$49.
optional.
The system has a great
$99.99.
interface. They intelligently work together and communicate with each other to manage the charging through one more efficient charging system. This is not possible with current standards, but our team knows how to do this.
That's
We call
not
it
true.
AirPower.
That's not true. I have a Qi power mat.
We
Can
hope
you charge
people
more than
love
one
it,
thing on it?
Yes.
That encourages others to create more advanced solutions based on technology like this.
All you
We're
have
going
to
to
do
be
is put
working with the
multiple-
Qi
wow,
standards team to incorporate these benefits into the future of the standards to make wireless charging
Thank
better
God
for
Apple invented
everyone.
that.
So look for the AirPower charger next year.
They'll invent
so
it next
that
year.
is iPhone 10.
Next.
It is the future of the smartphone. It is packed with many innovative features.
Well, I don't see a clear iPhone in
Huge
here,
list.
so I
Won't
think
go
I
through
don't
them
have
all.
to.
They add up to a
buy
new,
Scoble
better
lunch.
experience.
Does he owe you lunch now?
You win.
We're so excited about iPhone 10.
I gotta learn how to
we
bet,
created
'cause I always
a
forget
beautiful
that
video
part.
to tell you all about it.
Then you have to bet hard. You'd be like, we're going to go to French Laundry, and I can order any wine I want.
For more than a decade, our intention
finally,
has been
Johnny
to
Ive.
create an iPhone that is all display. A physical object that disappears into the
You
experience.
should have said, they finally let me off the leash.
Yeah.
This
back from
is
my
iPhone
sabbatical.
Stop telling me how expensive everything was and just said, do it.
Developing the form and display together defines a whole new integration, making the boundary between the device and the screen hard to discern.
Again, every phone you buy
The
in
custom
2018.
OLED panel was engineered
Every flagship
to fold
phone
and
will have this.
seamlessly combine
This
with
is the future of phones. We've already seen numerous
Mechanical buttons
bezel-less
give way
phones.
to touch and gestures. There's no home button. A single swipe takes you to the home screen.
Obviously, the home
A
button
more
was
responsive
a point
touch
of contention
system
for Mr.
means the
Ive.
gestures in iOS 11 are more fluid. The polished stainless steel band reinforces the water-resistant all-glass design. This new glass formulation, the most durable ever in a smartphone, enables for the first time wireless charging. Our new True Depth camera system, contained within this tiny space, uses extraordinary depth sensing technology to let you unlock your phone with a glance.
Even when wet.
We call this Face ID. It maps the unique geometry of your face with over 30,000 invisible dots.
They chose still not, they're not competing with Tango, so Tango's still outwardly, doing the same thing.
The first of its kind. Your iPhone now recognizes you, even in the dark, and will adapt to your physical changes. This makes your face your secure password. So with just a look, you can authenticate your phone or use Apple Pay.
I think they should have set it up so if you just had to look at the phone and go like this.
Also enables new experiences.
Look at you. Look at you, man.
Like bringing emojis to life by mapping more than 50
Johnny did not
facial
want to do this.
muscles in real time. So you can be happy.
Johnny
or
said,
sad,
I'm not going to be the poop.
cross.
Oh, crap.
Both the front and rear-facing cameras now have portrait mode, and for the first time you can actually define the light in a scene. Based on fundamental photographic principles, portrait lighting produces the effect of real studio lighting. On the back, the dual camera system is completely redesigned. It's made even smarter by the A11 Bionic chip. With machine learning, the camera detects elements in the scene to optimize the image.
They said it's water resistant, but they didn't give us a number of feet.
No, they didn't say IP and IP.
The camera we use every day now delivers so much more. And as iOS becomes the world's largest platform for augmented reality, it will redefine what's possible.
$9.99 the starting
This
price.
is iPhone 10.
So it is under 1,000.
From 99.
From. There's Waz and Janet.
The team works hard to make iPhone 8 and iPhone 10 in the most environmentally friendly manner possible. They have arsenic-free display glass, mercury-free displays.
Available November 3rd, pre-order October
beryllium-free.
27th.
They're now
So
made
this
with a
is delayed.
low-carbon process for their aluminum
October
design.
27th
They're
order
highly
date.
recyclable with their materials. Really proud of that list, so I like to say it every time. iPhone 10 also comes in two configurations, 64 gigs
So
and
$9.99 for
256
64,
They'll be priced
presumably $1,100
$9.99.
for the
You can order it
256.
starting on October 27th, and they'll begin to ship on November 3rd. So this is the future of the smartphone shipping this year. So this is our lineup for the holidays. Now, every year we say it's a great lineup for the holidays, and it is. But this year is really
So
special.
the SE remains, which is good news, at $349.
iPhone 7,
They are going to
the new
continue
generation
selling
iPhone
S6s
8s,
for
and the
$450.
futuristic iPhone 10.
iPhone 7s, they're going to have the largest line of iPhones they've ever had. With the continuing to sell all the iPhones,
which takes
going
a lot
back
of,
to the 6S.
lot of oxygen out of the system. You can,
It
you can
does.
keep on
You can get
making
started
more
very
expensive ones
cheaply.
when you can start.
Yeah.
Which I'm really glad because I just lost my
Close
my
with a
SE.
quote from Wayne Gretzky.
Well, and you like a headphone
Said,
jack, so you can still get a
I
6S.
skate to
Thank
where the
goodness.
puck is going to be,
Still have
not where it has been. Steve said that's what
So
Apple
iPhones
does.
ranging from $349 to $999.
Well,
Actually,
349 and whatever the high end of the X.
yeah,
of the 10
$1,100
is.
probably.
And all of them won't be available to order till October 27th.
You can stay on the full screen. I want to see what
10
it
is.
so.
iPhone 10, this really is the future.